Grace and peace, y'all. I'm not going to even, it's almost 9 o'clock. I said I was going to get on here prior to that. Let me see if I can, I want to explain something. I got to, of course, we were on live last night. We said we weren't going to deal with certain things, and we were teaching, doing some other stuff. I forgot what we labeled that, whatever. We had a video from last night. Oh, and I was discussing the young lady that was on Sinetta, Carla and Israelite, some person that Sinetta was talking to last night. Do me a favor, just type one down and that thing if y'all hear me. It's kind of early. I don't want to be too loud. In case anyone else is in here. Good to see you, Deborah. How's everything? Richardson, what's good? Hey, what's going on? Boy, how are you? So all right, so y'all hear me. Somebody asked me yesterday about the paintings and the pictures, and let me see if I can specifically that right there. Somebody asked me about that right there last night. I'm in Airbnbs. I'm in people's homes. They're like, that's what they do. Or y'all you just Google that Airbnb. And I've been traveling. I've been in different people's homes, and they're just designed differently. Somebody asked me, like, Berean, what's that sign back there? The Illuminati sign. What sign is that? From my video last night that was live. I'm gonna see if I can look at some stuff in the comments. I want to let y'all know that tonight, this evening, y'all know I get some different type of people. I get some different type of people, and I'm ready. We get like somebody said, yeah, that Catholic guy you had on there wasn't no regular Catholic. I get some different folk. Even folk that would use the term Israel, they're different no matter what people say. The people that I have around me, and they identify with Israel. They're believers, and if you know any better, they're just regular charismatic believers. And the Netherlands was survived by the grace of Jesus Christ. Let me see. Paul's boat ride. All right, I missed it. I missed. Yeah, I kind of missed some of that. So we get different type of believers on here. I'm gonna have my sister on. She's kind of apostolic, but when I say apostolic, I'm gonna bring my sister on here to talk about coming out of the cults. A lot of folk involved in cults. They don't like it or not. A lot of you folk running around here, y'all involved in some cults. Just a group that believe a certain thing. Let's just leave it at that. If we want to deal with a specific definition. And we're going to talk about different things, how you can be involved in a movement, in a religion that can form into a cult. It could be good in the beginning, and then it can form into something else. We have to, I want people to, especially with what I just said, I want people to make sure they're aware that you can be involved in a movement, and a movement can turn into something you didn't plan for it to turn into. And when you're in there, how can you come out of it? What are the signs of being in a cult and stuff like that? There's for the most part, there's a lot of people that are, let me see what this thing says. For the most part, there's a lot of people that are out here and they're just looking for information. Because we got a lot of misinformation, they're looking for some things to support what they believe. Because a lot of people have been lied to. We've all been lied to, corporations lying, and this whole corona thing that's going on right now. People want to know, are these lies? Can these be lies? Are they part lies, part truth? And with social media, something can just take, and it could be a snowball effect. And in the hood, rumors spread. Around certain people, rumors spread. And they'll start off with one thing, and y'all was telling me black folk couldn't get corona and all of this. Y'all get to saying anything. How do we decipher this information? How do we decipher this information? And we can't get emotional with it. We have to make sure, one, that the information that we're getting is proper. Is it used properly when it's coming from a source? This is something that's important. I was looking at another, because y'all know I ain't down with the apologists, but I was looking, I'm always on top of stuff, and I'm looking at stuff. I seen the sister, and matter of fact, if y'all don't know it, everybody that's into that whole Israel thing with the quote-unquote moderates, because I told you a few days ago, a lady hit me and said in the email that since Pastor Darby died, that Teo Ministries and this other guy specifically, Dante Forth or whatever his last name is. I remember Sister E, I remember somebody that was on the panel with us talking about these people. She said, those are our leaders. Not Sister E, another lady emailed me and said that, and he's been saying some things. And then somebody said, Berean, he said your name. I said, well, I don't know. I just remember hearing him from somebody else. But he's been back and forth with the young lady that's a Christian, that's an urban apologist, Sister Neffy. Yeah, I urge y'all to follow both sides of the argument. So now my people in them hit me. Oh, this guy got multiple books out here, and he pushing the 400-year prophecy. So now they digging. They're going through some stuff, and she's back and forth. Don't join no sides. Listen to the arguments. Listen to it, because if what she's saying, if what that sister is saying is right and exact, both people can't be right. Both people can't be right. You can't be pregnant and not pregnant at the same time. So I'm going to say that guy his name is Dante. They said he got books out there. Other people have argued that he's a leader among the black Israelites, who I would just call Israelites, whom some people would call moderates. And he's a scholar. That's what they say. Now the girl, the lady nephew, I think by trade, she's a lawyer. You know, I talked to my man, and I talked to another brother. One of my pastors is my peep down in Florida. He's a lawyer. His mind is, I'm telling you, he's a Marine. It could play out one or two ways. A, B, C, and D. His mind, he's saved and got the Holy Spirit. Forsyth, that's his last name. The brother on Rose just put it in there. All right, now he said he's on point. He's on point. But now you Israel, so I expect you to say that. Now, is he on point with the primary sources that he's using, and are they being used in this context? Because I'm not down with no gang. I'm down with truth. If it's being used in this context, and the sister is arguing, nephew is arguing, a lot of that stuff not used in context, and she's pulling it up. I didn't have time watching all them videos. 7 videos came in last night, comments, books, and everything. Now they say he believes on the Lord. Forget about foul language. I forgot my man named the preacher in Brooklyn, the bishop in Brooklyn. He stayed cussing. Forget about language right now. We can't be disrespectful. We got to have fruit. Some people say that the discourse or the talking is beyond it because people got disrespect. So when it comes down to it, there's disrespect on both sides. People can say what you want. There's people on the urban apologetic side that's been disrespectful. We know Israelites been disrespectful, but moderates, it's been a little different. So some people, they get upset about the argument and this and that, but just go look into the stuff. There's fear to go look into that. But at the same time, because I'm going to keep it 100, if it's been disrespect on both sides and it's beyond talking, I still think dialogue is good. Don has done books with, he done book with who? I can't see it. Oh, man, I don't know. I can't see this little chat. With Hedon? I don't know. With who? He done books with somebody. I know somebody said something about connecting him with Mike Heiser. I'm not sure about all of that. I'm gonna start looking into him now because they say he's so important in the community. Now, some people I misspell. Okay, I think you might be talking about Mike Heiser. So yes. Okay. Now if he did books with Mike Heiser and he's involved, I know those people are good, and they're heavy in they're heavy in some research. So if he was associated with that and he knows how to research, and he's doing fair research, this sister is fact checking everything he's doing. Now, because she did that and because she said certain things and they feel he said certain things, it's a lot of people fact checking everything. Them other people like, oh, they got books. Oh, we buy these books. We're gonna buy these books and run through these books and we're gonna see what's what. So even if there's no dialogue because there's been so much disrespect, maybe the source of material that's going to come out now is going to be better. Maybe the material that's going to come out by way of videos. Like I said, just don't jump on no side. The girl nephew, she apologist and all that. And like I said, I'm not even down with them like that. But I'm looking at what she's saying. I'm looking at and I'm not confused about it. I'm not riding with no sides. But at a lot of people say, well, Berean, one of the greatest deceptions that's going on in the black community right now is Israel. So I'm glad Sister E said she want the attention to go to Israel because moderates, or who you would call Israelites, that's the greatest deception, deceiving the black Americans that believe on the Lord Jesus Christ. It's not research. Last time I checked this, oh yeah, and that whole Wikipedia, I'm gonna have to do something on that whole Wikipedia. And I told y'all when y'all go to Wikipedia, go to the bottom, because I could just jump on there with my crazy stuff and get to putting something in there and edit stuff. So we'll explain why people don't trust Wikipedia. And did he make the mistake Jabari made? But whatever it is, he want attention. He got attention. He got attention, and they're gonna give him the attention. But now the thing is, be fair. People been using foul language. People been disrespectful. Like I said, I'm not feeling the way Faithful in them move. Look at the material. I don't like the way vocab and them joke. Look at the material. Don't jump on one side because of the skull color, vocab, skin, or because that guy said he's an Israelite. Look at the material that's coming forth. People say you could be helping to spread the, what's the word they used on me? Like I'm out here spreading the cup. No, I want attention to come to a thing, and I feel a certain way because I know the level of misinformation that's out here. And the majority of people are people that are in the middle. They're in the middle. They just want to know. I would advise people, you don't have to jump to no Israelite side. I'm a Christian. I'm an Israelite. You don't have to jump to any of that stuff. Just look at the information. The hour is coming, and now is when true worshipers going to worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Nobody's saying that Israel don't mean nothing by saying that, but a lot of times we can get a lot of people are doing the most. We're doing a lot. Now, the one of the main problems is I often joke and say, don't push fringes on me. You got believers out here saying this is a whole damnable movement and it's pure madness. Is it madness because these are a darker hue of people? That's a whole nother story. But these things have to be discussed. And like I said in previous videos, history has to be lined up with some of the spirituality. Nobody needs to get, and let me see what she said. Oh, I'm trying to see what nobody needs to get involved. Nephi got that. She's handling that. Oh, she. From what I've seen, she done. From the people that I've known that shared the video that are not urban apologists now. Pastors coming out back in the days, steep in history. Older dudes coming out, they done seen the thing and they're looking into some things in there. And I'm like, wow, Bishop, wow, bro, I didn't know you were even involved in that. Older people now, so it's in middle America, older black professionals that are historians are looking at things. I said, yeah, they saying something about blacks in Spain. When I start hitting them with that King James is black, oh God, they were just like, if you don't get away from me with that foolishness. So it's a bunch of foolishness in there. The other guy said, I got a $600 book and it says King James was a black man. How do we decipher all of this stuff? Where's all of this stuff going? But I want y'all to know, look at the amount of videos, look at this material that's coming out there, and just lay back. Like you said, she's handling that business. I'm sitting here and I'm watching her because I don't know, whatever happened, whatever jumped down, we got to put it out there. Because if like I said, if you got to backpedal, you got to backpedal. Pastors have said wrong things. Ministers are saying wrong things. Nobody's saying that the brother's not saved, even if he used foul language. But at the same time, everybody material. If we not playing with T.D. Jakes, we not playing with Dante. We ain't playing with Creflo. We ain't playing with Farrakhan. We ain't playing with WD. If we ain't playing, we not playing with. We got to make sure it's right. But at the same time, I'm not playing with these apologists because I know they moving in a direction. Dang, that part slipped out. I don't want y'all to think I got to build no channel off of y'all. I was already doing this. Let's make sure we got that established. Because, oh, Berean saying our name like that other pastor. You funny. You funny with it, but I'm looking to the regular people in the pew that's looking at things, to my other people that I walk into, I meet in churches, and they say, you know, Berean, I'm looking into this Israel thing. I've said a year ago, whatever, either this is the greatest deception, Deborah. Either this is the greatest deception or it's an awakening and the religious church is mad and trying to, some people saying, Babylon, you got to understand, Berean, you know the truth about the tree. Babylon and Constantine and I ain't bearing witness with the Trinity. No, he lost. He mean good. He mean good. Because, but you can't begin to give me the Roman Catholic Church and say the Catholic Church gave me the Trinity. You can't do that because y'all say I didn't use that word. Because that term Trinity existed and that doctrine was being propagated before the Catholic Church ever existed. Oh, I got the timeline. Listen, Berean be playing crazy. We got these timelines, so we just can't say anything. But this is part of the misinformation. We got to put all of that stuff out there. Like I said, big deal. Somebody don't want to use that term. As long as you understand what the Bible teach on the nature of the Son. What the Bible teach on the nature of the Spirit. Well, what the Bible teach on that is a whole different thing. We got to make sure we're understanding that. And we're just not following clicks. The other guy said, I came up out of Christianity. And he talked like, I'm like, man, you sound real strong. You sound real cocky with it. I came up out of Christianity. That foolishness. He said he came out of it, and now he's walking in the whole truth, and he know the Bible is for black people, and church, you need to go to church, to the synagogue, to temple on the Sabbath. I said, boy, you was doing good, but you sounding like you're in a cult right now. What do you mean, Berean? Can you show and prove the original man went to church on Saturday, Adam and Eve, Enoch? Can you show and prove that? Because there's different arguments we can take you to now. Can you show and prove that Adam and Eve went to church? The Most High went. Listen. Especially in light of Scripture saying, "Let no man esteem one day above another." Who said now? Because I go to church on Saturday, I go to church on Sunday, I go 4 months, 5 months without stepping foot in the church. I ain't think about these stumpers. But how are we working all these things out? Did God say that? Did God tell Adam and Eve to go to church on Sunday? One. That's a good question right there. Forget what we're going to do in the millennial reign for what we're going to do when Christ coming down here reign. What did the original man go to church, to a temple, to worship on a Sabbath? What do they mean when they say they rested? What does that mean? What does that mean? And the other thing is, of course, this is why the church people don't like it, because this thing can go way down the other road. The other brother said, I'm sorry, y'all got to know the whole truth. The Bible is only for black people. I am done with the nonsense. I didn't mean that. I'm just saying that. But where's this coming from? What in the book, what internal or external evidence give you people that in your mind to think the Bible is only for black people? Give me a reason. Give me a scripture. Give me something besides a darkened religious heart to make you say that. Yeah, white folk don't whitewash stuff. White folk have whitewashed and gave us some images, but I want to know right now, what give you the impression that the Bible is for, quote unquote, black people? That's before I ask you the second question. What is a black person? Those Canaanite people coming out the Middle East, was Bin Laden black? What is a black person? A Nubian me? What's the guy that's married to Russell Simmons' ex-wife? A dark skin like Wesley said. What's a black person? What do you mean by that? What are you saying? Or are you playing yourself and you just don't really know it, and you're reading something into a text that come from back in the days that have nothing to do with black and white, and your mind is so consumed with white folk that you're reading a spiritual thing carnally. This I hate, and I know people get mad. You Berean, you be saying like you on our side, I'm on the side of truth. And you got some truth that's like some stuff I say you like. But other stuff I say you don't like. And other stuff they say they don't like, that I say they don't like. Because I'm just in the middle with truth. I'm not flying the flag. How are we going to understand this stuff? Y'all look at that thing with Sister Neffy. Y'all look at that thing, and the other brother, he put his name, Dante Forsyth, I think his name is. So make sure, and they say if he got books, support the brother, buy the book, look into the stuff. Because one thing I can say, them book sales going to go up right now because everybody jumping on that stuff, and they jumping on it specifically. I'm like, yo, I know they know what they're doing. I'm like, the folk jumping on things to look for resources. People like to, when you sharpen, when you kind of sharpen, you looking in the book, the first place you want to do is go back to see what they source in their bibliography, who they quoting. Because that's very important. Are they quoting people in the field? Or are they quoting each other? Like John G. Jackson, Dr. Bennett, are they quoting each other? I can get around here and quote people that I like because they're going to support what I believe on the Anunnaki or whatever. They're going to support what I believe on the book of Enoch. So I know who to quote. So people are getting it, not even to read the thing, people getting it to do whatever. But it's okay. I hate that things had to go down this way because I believe that all of us as believers, we should have been able to sit down and dialogue. But if it got to the point where it's disrespectful and we can't do that, videos still just need to be dropped so people can look at it. But we're going to start dealing with some stuff. Like how can a movement, I told you I'm going to bring my sister on this afternoon. We going in. How can a movement start off? And is it even possible? Can a movement start off good and then turn into a whole nother thing? I know what Christ and the disciples had was pure. That later on it started evolving into something else. And now we got this big high church. All of y'all, even black preachers, trying to dress like the Pope. Y'all got these candles and y'all got all this other good stuff. Y'all can try to argue it was candles and smoke in the Old Testament, but did it turn into something from a simple belief system on Messiah? People calling it the way. People being persecuted, people having to go run underground because they think it's a crazy, strange cult and a breakaway from Judaism, from the Hebraic faith. This is just another group of them same people like the wayward ones by the Dead Sea, just like the other ones in the temple and the other Sadducees is just another cult. And it was known as the way. Did it develop into something? And is it crazy right now? A lot of cults. Jim Jones started off okay. David the Koresh didn't start off too bad. Some people started off from the gate. They came, they was crazy. WD thought he came, he was something else from the gate. He never came like, listen, I am a preacher. He came teaching from the Bible. Everybody that open up the Bible don't come from God. I want you, certain stuff, I just be joking saying, I want to make sure y'all get all of that stuff down packed. Everything that comes from the Bible ain't from God. My brand delusion these days, something going on. All right, I can't even see these things right here. So we got to be careful. So that's one thing right there is, and like Sinetta said yesterday, where's this delusion coming from? This misinformation because we love not the truth. Rich says God Himself will allow a strong delusion. Is this a delusion? Is it a delusion? If not, like the other guy said, just leave them folk alone. Let that thing, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. Folk ain't out here killing. Folk ain't out here killing, and like I said, now if you want to look at other groups, and the Fed's gonna do what the Feds want to do, but the Feds have never been on the right side anyway. For them to start looking at people and saying a hate, this is hate speech because people are bringing certain things up. I'm not paying them any mind. But in the church among believers, there's certain people that feel a certain way about certain movements and certain things, and how are we going to handle that? So how do we look at sources? We're going to talk about that, the signs of a cult. Like I said, I'm bringing on that apostolic lady later on. She's a problem. She's apostolic. Now, you trust me when I tell y'all I'm bringing somebody on, you're going to hear her from her own speech. You're going to hear, I'm telling you she apostolic. But when y'all hear, y'all going to be like, this is a different type. Like that Catholic dude, this is a different type of apostolic right here. And you're going to see from the angle that they're coming from and how they're speaking and how they're sharing. She's going to give some of her testimony about being in the movement, being in the ministry, and the thing that's evolving into a quote-unquote cult, a control thing, using the same book, getting up, calling people out, doing crazy stuff. Crazy things can start happening. Somebody will even say, listen, maybe that urban apologetic ministry started off good and turned into, I hate to say that, but some people may say that. They can go email, Berean talking about Berean. Movements start off okay, and they go sideways, and it happens all the time. How do we safeguard against that? In the age of misinformation and so much stuff out there, how do we handle that? How do we handle race and all of the stuff that we're going through in light of the spirituality and in light of the book? Nobody answered me. I'm going to look at this phone. I'm not going to bother y'all. Is the Bible, what make you think? Let me make sure I'm going to turn my screen up longer. Delusion comes from the lack of the Holy Spirit. But if you love not the truth, Deborah, the truth is so powerful. You keep rejecting the truth, he'll allow you to believe a lie. You don't want to believe what Christ said, that you don't want to believe that I am he. You don't want to believe Christ is he. You're going to go run around with young Pseudo and them talking about he the Anunnaki, he the little grace came under he was under the bed and his name was Jesus. You'll believe a lie. The truth is so powerful. Peter said, it's best not to even deal with the truth. Then you coming and doing that, and then you going to pick up W.D. Fard. After dealing with the truth of this holy book right here, you crazy? I'm not thinking about Fard and them. I'm not thinking about that book of the dead and them clowns in Kemet. I'm not thinking about none of that. Spirituality came and came. Listen, let me tell y'all something right now. And when we start dealing with what we call Adam, the original man, when we start dealing with the original man, everybody had truth in the beginning till man fell. Oh, plenty of religions teach that. The world was perfect. Y'all going back to them smart people, them other people you like telling y'all about them long golden-haired angels, them ascended masters. They talk about Atlantis, them folk. That's their heaven. They gave y'all Atlantis. There was a place of high technology. Everything was beautiful. Everything was beautiful in what we call Eden in the garden in the beginning. The other African tale said the lady snuck up behind God and hit him in the head with a hoe, and then he went back to heaven. However you want to look at these stories, things were good in the beginning. So in the beginning, before Babel, if everybody had a knowledge of truth, as Cain and Abel, and everybody had a knowledge of truth and spirituality, and all men are going to be judged, and we're spiritual beings, we're beyond this body, big deal, I see it in Kemet. Big deal, I see it in Babylon. Big deal, I see it in Monday Dagon. If I see it, I see it. It's supposed to be traces or elements of that there. But everybody fell. And as time went on, like we say, the Most High, the true being, what did he end up doing? He ended up just calling out a people unto himself, a nation. A nation is different people. They left as a mixed multitude, you racist. They left there, they weren't even pure when they came up out of Kemet. What is a Hebrew anyway? What is Hebrew DNA when we say Hebrew? What do we mean by that? Later on, David and them marrying who they want. It's a nation. It's different people like the United States is a nation. Get this race, get this madness out your mind. This has nothing to do with skin color. The book is too deep and you're reading it wrong. The Bible is only for black people. Well, it's the same thing that white folk was doing because white folks said, y'all do know white folks said that before y'all said that. Back in the day, white folks said the Bible is for white folk. God made white folk to rule the rest of the human race. Your doctrine is not new by saying that. Your doctrine is not new. This is what we're saying. Say you were just born in 1972 and you coming with that doctrine. They were riding that doctrine hard in the 1800s. They was riding that doctrine hard. So it's like the pyramid scheme in the hood. It always come down to us after everybody get money, get houses, and now the scheme is blown up. Y'all trying to push the same scheme, the same pyramid game in the hood. It's already played out by the time it get to the hood. It trickles down from the top. That's how come the truth of the gospel had to begin in Nazareth. It had to begin in the hood. Because once they got it, they gonna tear it down till it get played out. Till it get played out. So when the apostle said, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? God know he had to go against what mankind do. When Emotep and them had the religion, when King Tut and them had the religion, it wasn't for everybody. The people on the top going to try to keep their spirituality. They're going to try to keep their quote-unquote truth. Then it trickled down to the regular Egyptians later on. And before it trickled down to the regular Egyptians, they already initiated the Europeans into the mysteries, if y'all claim they was black. Come on, why would they let Herodotus in there and not let a regular black, if y'all say that, black farmer into the mysteries, but they'll bring Herodotus in, they'll bring in the priests will speak to the Greek travelers and the intellectuals from other lands or far off. Y'all keep it moving with that. And I don't even mean to be disrespectful, but this is just what it is. This color thing got your mind going nowhere in the book. Nowhere outside of the book tell you this book is just for black folk, just for white folk, just for Spanish folk. Wish that none should perish, but all come to, I'm in the book, that same book y'all read, I'm talking about that book right now, but all come to repentance. But because things happen, we feel a certain way. Because things happen, we don't got no evidence. That's the conclusion we came up to. We can have a verse here, a verse there, and make it feel like, oh, this is for black people, and it make black people feel good. Just like it was for white folk, and at that time it made white folk feel good. Then they were leaving Spain and Portugal and coming here and disrespecting the Indians. You got to be careful with religion in the book. The way you moving, because our hearts are dark and deceitful, we'll take a good thing, a good book, and we'll wild out with it and go come disrespecting the Indians. Christians, we'll make treaties with them and then we'll turn around and kill them 2 years later. When we promise them, y'all going to keep that land forever. We're going to do this if y'all teach us how to harvest, if y'all can. And we broke our promises. I'm talking about Europeans now. Broke the promises. And they started riding out because they found stuff in the book. God gave us the rule, the earth to rule and have dominion over. So we're gonna terrorize them people. Who are them? Who are them dark people over there? They Indians? They weren't even Indians because them folk couldn't even find India. So they turn around and call them Indians, call them what they want to call them. That's how a lot of us doing with the Israel. Let me leave that alone. That's how a lot of us doing. The people that's the dominant culture, we gonna start doing what we want to do in the name of God. So they started calling them Indians, and they promised them little stuff. They taught them the language. They brought diseases the Indians didn't have. Let's talk about real history. And the Indians tried to treat them. First, the Indians didn't know, but they tried to, by nature, okay, we don't know who this pale man is, but, they're going to just try to do whatever. Pale man had advantage over them. That's how come always in the jails, always on the block, who got more guns, who got more shanks, who got nuclear weapons, whoever have the weapons, they can say they come in diplomatically, but when they start shooting them guns and intimidating the Indians and killing the animals with these muskets, and they seeing that stuff, they showing them, we got dominion over you. Don't play with us. They doing it on the low. They're doing it on the low, showing their weapons, and this is what kind of happened. So now we got a people with misinformation and hatred and stuff in their heart, and they're reading the text the wrong way, the same way they did it. Remember, when the enemy come on the set, the enemy came on us. Yeah, y'all don't know how deep that book is. When we did it with Adam and Eve in the garden, and we did it with the enemy came on the set. He didn't come on the set with another book. He came on a book spitting the words of life. Did God really say? He came talking God's word. That's the equivalent to the Bible. He came talking God's word, but he twisted it out. Did he really say that? And that's the same thing happening with the Bible now. And we're all taking it and doing the most. And we're doing it for our cause. We're doing it out of our hurts, or we're doing it for different reasons. However, we're doing it, and they did it too. There's nothing new under the sun. They also did it. But we playing ourselves. Before I jump up off of here, I'm gonna try to read. Somebody said, "Hey, yo, Rob Moses." Somebody said, "Why y'all?" Somebody said, "Berean, why you let Rob Moses run amok in the comment section?" Hold up, Rob Moses. We're gonna figure this stuff out. Let me see if I can read some of this. Like I said, it's early, and I don't wanna and I don't wanna make anybody up if anybody else is in here. But we gotta make sure we're not doing the most. We gotta make sure we're not playing ourselves. And a lot of people have been playing themselves, and a lot of y'all, the bad thing is, I'm not gonna even tell it. Now my homegirl, she called. Like I told you, I'm bringing the apostolic later on. The crazy thing is, most of y'all don't even know when the truth shifts into a cult, when it shifts into something else. Malcolm X got in that thing with the nation, everything going good. He thinking it's one thing, and he started finding out other stuff, but he was steep in it already. It take a brave person to see something and to walk away from it and be like, "Oh no, this thing going in the wrong direction. I ain't putting my down. Y'all don't call me by that title no more. I'm coming up out. Things can take a wrong direction. It take a brave person to come up out of this thing." A lot of this preaching and a lot of this stuff was done. It was done, spiritual teaching was done for political gain, for political financial purposes. That's why they ain't hate your black skin. They needed to get y'all to get that money, and the Indians were falling out. So they had to work with the anthropologists and the Bible teachers. They had to go digging to get the Talmud to say a dark people were a cursed people. They had to do it to get their weight up. That's all it is. And a lot of people, so politics and certain things are involved with the structure. There was a Pharisaical order. There was a structure. The Sadducees ain't want Jesus beefing. They were down with the Romans. They were the regular people. Listen, we can all work together. Let's let Israel ride and we gonna work together. People ain't like the Levite, the tax collectors, the IRS people. That was the guy that wrote the book of Matthew. They didn't like them. Because there wasn't no computers, they was changing stuff around. And the head of the IRS, his name was Zacchaeus. He was chief among the publicans. He was getting plenty cake. But then when he wanted to change his behavior, he climbed up in the tree and he met Christ. Jesus said, "Come down, for today I must abide at your house." And then when he came down, his attitude changed. He said, "If I have taken anything from any man, I'm going to restore it to him fourfold." He showed a change in attitude. A lot of Christian America, they turn around, they say one thing, but their attitude ain't changed. That's how they can't fool me, because I'm comparing what I see to the book and fruits. They folk can't fool me. Oh, I'm a Christian. This is a Christian nation. That's a Christian town. Y'all can't fool me. Because I see what y'all actions are, and I see how y'all are talking when we're dealing with police injustices, when we're dealing with a different ethnic group of people coming across the border. Oh, we need to have guns and just pop them in the head. And I'm listening to good Christian white men. Kill them. Because they want to come over here to a better life. Kill them. I'm listening to the Bible thumpers. So it's a lot of stuff that we have to look at. So look at the videos. I'm quite sure that brother's probably getting this stuff together. But like I said, somebody said up in here, that sister, she's going to bring out those points. And another thing is now, being that we're all digging and we're all looking at stuff. Being that we're all digging and we're all looking at stuff, what do? Somebody said, "Berean, you can say what you want. What does the book say?" You like being in the book. What does the book say about a false prophet? If people been propagating 400 years since the 90s, GMS, if they've been propagating 400 years, Jehovah Witnesses, 1912, 1914, 1960, if they've been propagating something and a movement been prophesying it, and their leaders and the scholars and the elders been saying something, them GMS dudes, some of them still around. They were 1999. They said he was coming in 2000. These computers going to shut down and all of that. What do? What does the book say to do? They say, "Berean don't have no." What the book say to do if somebody prophesies something and they say the Lord said it and it doesn't come to pass? Come on, where you people at? Let me get up in here and look. Where you people at? What does the book say to do? Should you fear that person? Because they was on TBN and they propagated a whole bunch of stuff and they got rich off of it. They was running around here healing and praying for healing, and they was flying in private jets, and people were still dying at a high, dying at a. And wise people would have said, "Listen, Kenneth Copeland, listen, all you healing people on TBN, let's run down in the hood and heal all these people of cancer. Let's run up in cancer clone Kettering. What's that other hospital the Freemasons got for the Children's Hospital that they giving money to? Let's go up in there. Let's go heal everybody in the name of the Lord. This power y'all got." But they giving y'all one thing. It started off good. And they giving y'all one thing, and they switched it up, and the leaders once again are doing good. Like Imhotep and them, the leaders in Babylon had cake. Religion and money and preachers always been the high-ranking priests, preachers in Babylon. They always had money. Because religion, money is going to be the shamans over here. They always have money. Them people that's working voodoo in Haiti, they got food. They're all right because people are coming to them to lift curses, to put curses, to do different things. So spiritual leaders always been having money or fruits or food and animals available to them because the people come to them for the knowledge of the gods. To cut open the animal, to read the entrails. What do you do with a false prophet? What do you do when people start saying one thing and that thing don't come to pass? How should we handle them from here on out? That's a fair. And I'm looking. I'm not talking. I'm looking for. Let me see up in here. The truth for the scriptures unto truth. We measure the spirit by the scriptures. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to say. Somebody said, Dante, read the text only. You guys have no idea how many texts talk about West African Jews. Nephi started a video without verifying the sources first. Okay. Who else? Oh, I should have read it from the top to the bottom. Get Nephi all vocab to debate. They running. The truth is there. Nephi lied. Everybody claim everybody's lying. Everybody claim everybody's lying. That's how come I'm telling people look at the video. I wish we could. Everybody could have sat down and spoke, but they say words done got so disrespectful that there's no speaking now. But videos are going to continue to come. So I think he made a video too. So if he said Richardson, Nephi, if he said all of the rest of them lying, show where they lie. Some people done showed me where vocab said certain stuff. They like, yo, look at this right here. And they showed me, listen, Berean, I noticed a 1 hour video go to 1 hour, 13 seconds, and and I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, all right, that could have been a generalization. They might have threw that name. Sometime I misspoke, man might have threw a name that said, Berean, don't make no excuses. So I said, all right, just keep showing me the stuff. If I see it, I'm going to call it out. I don't got no problem. If I see it, I'm going to call it out. If y'all said they said A, B, C, and D, the moderates said A, B, C, and D, Christian apologists said A, B, and D, and C. No, that's historically, that ain't right. Historically, and I told you that specifically with vocab, with faithful to God, specifically show me. I'm going to call y'all, no, I don't got no problem. I'm telling y'all, I'm ignorant with it. I'm ignorant. I don't got no problem. And it's the same thing with them guys too now. It's the same thing with them guys too now. Let's wait a minute now. Because some people have been saying some sharp switch stuff. Whoever started it, we can't even go far back enough to say. Of course, Christian urban apologists going to be, listen, we on the top. Our numbers are bigger than y'all. We got churches, we got bread. Y'all just starting off, y'all a smaller movement. So usually the leader of the bigger movement is the ones that call the shots. We riding the bus, like my man said. And this is what it is. But at the same time, I like the fact that there's a shaking. Some people say, oh, it's the devil. What's good, Charles? Some people say, oh, it's the devil. It's the devil. I like the fact this is shaking. It hurts me, but I got to say I like it that the Israelites done challenged y'all on the tithes. Pastors, y'all ain't want to talk about no tithes. They pressed y'all till y'all had to start saying, maybe we should say you're not cursed with a curse. Wait, the Bible say it. Were y'all using it out of context to raise that offering? I love the fact that sometimes you need, those the devils over there, you can't like nothing. Wait a minute. Listen, y'all can't fool me with that. They used to fool me with telling me that's the devil, don't look at that. That's the devil, don't read that. They used to fool me with that. Y'all can't fool me with that. I'm sitting back and I'm really trying to examine the thing with my own Holy Ghost, as the bishop would tell me. See, you got to use your own spirit. Because like I said, from that pulpit, boy, everything coming across that pulpit ain't right and exact. A lot of this stuff is just religion and elders and pastors trying to hold on to their tradition coming down. The same thing like Christ. Ain't nothing new. This is nothing new. So now what we going to do with a movement? Like the other guy said, now, Berean, they can't just start hollering, leave us alone, because we digging and finding out sources and prophecies and lies and books that came out here and ain't nothing come to pass. Of course, they took stuff out of its context and we pulling up the whole primary source and reading it from top to bottom. And if you see them 2 sentences that was used, it was out of context. No, don't leave us alone now. No, you've been blowing shot. We're going to blow back. That's what the police don't like when they get to hitting at them. We got to blow back now. So that's how people's been looking at this stuff. And I hate to even use that term because it bothers people. Could it have been done a better way for all the people claiming they had the spirit? Could we sat down and be like, listen, A, B, C, and D? Or I just like maybe just the people that I meant to consider Israel. We just click. And it's just different. Maybe because, I don't know. Maybe because they don't even have nothing to do. Maybe if we were just atheists in the street, we would just meet and click and just be cool and like each other's personalities and be able to talk. However, like I told y'all before, however it's going down, it's not going anywhere. So it's going to be talking. People going to try to drop books because this is the time information is out here. Of course, everybody going to try to jump on Hebrew Israelite books, Hebrew Israelites in the church books. Everybody going to try to drop videos. Everybody going to try to, because this is a hot topic. It's a hot topic because I just want to be on top on YouTube. So I want to discuss it. Say what y'all want. Vocab done built a platform. Middle America, Vocab got Middle America jumping, looking at this thing. It's bad that he had to bring up the people on the corner talking about raping folk, and white America done seen that. So automatically, I don't care if you work on Wall Street and you a good person and graduated from Harvard. If you put that word Israel in your mouth and you dark skinned, they gonna remember what they seen on Vocab and them guys talking about raping on the corner. So their minds are already, there's already something in their mind if they use that. And with so many years of generalization, when we started pressing it, people started saying, okay, well, those other ones aren't like those over there. But have we been putting them, lumping them all together for so long that automatically when you hear that term, automatically you're like, them folk ain't right. So no matter what they look like, no matter what their attitude is, no matter what their doctrine is, no matter how they dress, you equate them with racist Power Rangers. And that's no disrespect. That's another term that people have been used. The guys that dress funny, that dress different, the Star of David, the leather, like what they say, like Bambaataa back in the days, or whatever whatever it is, it is. They come from all of them, Bambaataa, them, all of them uptown. Maybe they did impress them, maybe they did, influence them in some way. But in all actuality, they were out here doing certain things for Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation. That whole thing, Judge, that's a whole nother thing right there. Let me look at some of that. For the record is, we can't play no games with race in the Bible. There's a nation of righteous people that God has called. There is the church that God has pulled people from y'all can't deny that God has pulled people. If anybody come to me trying to use that book and put Koreans out that book and put white folk out that book, and put Rastafari, put dreadlock, put dark skin, light skin, long hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, put anybody out that book, I got a problem. Albinos can be saved. Chinese, Koreans can be saved according to the book. Whosoever will, whosoever calls upon the name of the, don't play with the book in that manner. Don't play with the book in that manner. That's a serious problem, and we can't do that. People have done that. I think you could find yourself in a dangerous place. Before you start really teaching the book, you got to be honest. Before you start teaching the book, you really have to, that's where you really have to pray and let the Spirit of God do a cleansing in your heart. Because like I said yesterday, you open up the written. When you get to opening up this book and looking in this book, you can find anything. You can find anything. You could rape the woman. He went and he took her. You could find anything. I want to rape that broad over there. Broad across the street look good. You can find anything to do anything. I'm gonna lie to them about the price on this house. I want to sell this house. And Jacob and what his name's a plan. I'm gonna get him. You can make up stuff from the book. So you got to make sure you're being led in what you're reading it. You're reading it out of a pure heart, a pure understanding. God, open down my eyes. That's what the psalmist prayed, that I might behold wondrous things out of that law. I don't want to open it up and just hear Farrakhan. It's bad when I'm opening up the Bible and I'm hearing WD and I'm hearing the 120. I'm hearing Supreme Wizard and I'm hearing Masonic. I'm hearing different stuff from the book. Come on. We can't do that. We got to do better. We got to do better. Of course, we hurt. Everybody's hurt. Everybody, like the girl said, I was molested. Other people like, I ain't been molested. Don't make no difference. Everybody's been through something. Everybody's broken in a way. Make sure when we're reading the book, we're reading it for healing. We're coming to it humbly. God, I just want to get an understanding. There's so much misinformation out there. Have mercy on me if I said the wrong thing. I just want to do right. I don't want to just jump here. I just don't want to jump there. I don't want to be down with no gang. But at the same time, if those other people, if God is doing something and the church is missing out on it, because y'all can't act like the church was the Pharisees back in the days. So don't act like God won't move and he's moving outside of the religious folk, the rulers and the leaders, and only a few of them understand it. That's how come there was a ruler of the Jews named Nicodemus, and he came to Jesus by night. And he said, Rabbi, because they was all talking. All the rabbis, all the scholars, all the PhD, they was all talking. And he said, we know that thou art a teacher that come from God, because no man can do these miracles except God be with him. And then Jesus started teaching him, but how many Pharisees really got saved? Look at the percentage-wise. How many of the rulers, how many people that were legit centurions, how many people that were of nobility in the religious or in the secular world, in the military world, how many centurions really believed on the Lord? We got to look at that, and we got to look at them numbers. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I like what my man said down here. He's saying pain is pain, and I hate to get y'all on in the morning to just talk some serious stuff, but I wanted to get this stuff out of the way. And like I said, people gonna talk. Shout out to that brother Dante. I don't even know him. Like I said, I don't know him personally, but I've heard my homegirl mention his name and those other brother Teo ministry. If they believe on the Lord, if they, listen, I'm not putting folk in hell. I'm not quick to put folk in hell like that. I'm not quick to do it. I may not like the way, y'all may not like the way he moving. It's like, yeah, like y'all don't like the way vocab moving. Some Christians may not like the way he moving, and this is some people, I don't listen to everybody. I can listen to a little bit of Charles Stanley. I don't listen to everybody because I don't like the way they delivery, just the way they doing what they doing. Even if not what they saying, I can't even hear them because I don't like the way they moving. And I'm like, I don't give them a chance. And I can be honest, that's me. There's some people I'm flicking at TV, I'm looking at YouTube, I ain't even giving them a chance. Because I'm not like them, and a lot of people going to come through and see me the way I talk. They're not going to like the way I'm moving. This is just how it is, but we got to wisen up and just don't jump on no side. Oh, Dante, the truth. That girl, or she the truth, nephew. Oh, she killed him and did it. How did she kill him? How did she kill him? Show me, explain to me, articulate it. Don't tell me, oh, Dante, I'm putting in that work. He giving it. Show me how. Show me how. Show me what the apologists teach A, B, C, and D, and show me what he brought up through primary source research A, B, C, and D. Oh, wow, that's right. They were black over here. All right, then we're gonna look at it. Let's take our time. The modern church has spiritual. The modern church are spiritual, but they have no love. They have lost their way. What pastor today publicly stand against homosexuality and transgenderism? They are all silent. Who the heck? I say, y'all gonna make me. Who is this right here? Who just said that? Now I am a Bible thumper, so I can be a little offended, but I may have to agree with some of that statement. Or is it public pressure and scientists that's pushing the church to speak against the thing? I told you, when you start standing for y'all and you start standing on that book, it's going to be handcuffs. They're going to start banning people YouTube channel. You're going to start going to jail. It's going to turn into a legal thing. That dude with the color, he said, listen, we got y'all lined up. You ain't say it that way. I'm wording it, in a certain way, but listen, it's going to turn into some legal stuff. There's a lot of pastors that's standing down because of political pressure. That's like I said, politics and science can affect someone's theology or change somebody's theology. Y'all don't want to hear me though. People don't want to hear that. But I'm not going to say every church, but for the most part, has the church been silent on some things that we should be speaking on? This is where they get offended. Berean, why would you read an Israelite's comment? Because that comment could be a fair comment. Forget who said it. That could be a fair comment. Is that a true comment? Is that a true statement? We got to keep it 100 out here. We can't try to act like, listen, the church been flying too long. Nobody been blowing shots. Just like they've been flying for hundreds of years. The Catholic Church terrorized all of Europe. The Catholic Church, moving with the kings and the Freemasons and them, had to come and say, yo, we got to do something. We got to formulate. They're so powerful. We got to formulate. We got to go underground and start teaching something to open people's minds up, to get them away from that. And it wasn't so much the book, because they had the book locked up. That's how come when them other people came out. And I don't want to tell y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all about the Reformation and Freemasonry, because y'all don't want to hear that. That's how come when some of them other people came out. Some of them other people start talking, saying, man, we're going to get this book. We're going to get the knowledge into the hands of the people. Let them read the book. They only had a few people that can read, and they would go with what Martin Luther said. They would run with the book of Romans. The just shall live by faith. And they would go into a town or village where the ignorant farmers were, and they would open up the book, and they would read the words of the book to the ignorant farmers, and people would dialogue about what that means to them. Do I got to go down and bow down to the Pope and kiss the ring? Do I got to light a candle? What the book said get me right in the eyes of the Creator. That's beef. When we start talking like that, that's beef. Not saying dead the Pope, dead all of the bishops, dead to kill all the apostles and shut the whole church down. But we got to look and see how the whole thing was going down. So is the church so powerful? Has the church been to the point where the church have done so much in different African American and different communities where you can't speak no ill against the church? Has the church lost its faith? Is the church just lost? Is the church, after the civil rights movement, the church any good? We got to talk about the crack era. The church burying people, preaching, trying to help people out, get them delivered off drugs, cleaned up out here, preaching. The church been doing some stuff, but at the same time, if the church been doing, yeah, you got a good wife and she cook. But when you be going, the UPS man come in your house and he in there for 3 hours. What he doing there? What he do? Your wife be going out at nighttime, sneaking out. We seen her down there on the block. The church is the bride of Christ, but if the church been hoeing, this is what we've been talking about. Have the church been hoeing? My thing is getting ready to die. Let me see what percentage I'm on. So these are things we got to look at. Let me see if oh no, my thing on 6%. I'm done. I got this battery pack, but it's a lot we got to look at. There's a lot of stuff we got to look at. People gonna be offended. We gonna pick up a little bit more on this tonight. And this ain't to spread no beef. This is just to listen. All the people in the middle. Thank you, Rev C. This is just what it's like, did the church go through different stages? Is the church in the stage of the hoeing stage, where she need to clean herself up, put her clothes back on, get right, and come back to the canyon. Put some of her whoring ways away. It's okay that we went and picked up a bunch of traditions and stuff, but some stuff got to go, and we just blatant with it. We just blatant with it, and we got to stop. All right, y'all. I got to see when we turn this TV back on. Y'all know what it is. If y'all want to support the work, $sign Berean Teach. That's it. I got coffee. I got hot coffee and I got cold coffee. I didn't even crack this open. I might as well just wait with that one, and get ready to check out here. So when y'all see I'm in a different place, I'll be different Airbnb. Sometimes you'll see symbols, you'll see stuff like that, and this is just I guess it's the lady's daughter room. I see degrees, I see other stuff on the wall, and and they rent their rooms out. Sometimes it's a whole apartment. Maybe I'll go do one in Manhattan. They let y'all see the sights from them tall buildings. They got a few there. But we've been trying to watch every penny. So we've been on the low moving around. Plus we don't want to be on that train too much. A lot of people locking in. Y'all could laugh. I don't want that people coughing all on me on the train, and that don't mean I don't love God and ain't got the Holy Ghost. Y'all gonna stop bothering me with that. Hold on, let me see if I can plug my thing in. Y'all gonna stop bothering me with that other nonsense right there. But before I do get up out of here, I want to say that. Oh no, I may have to plug the microphone out. Tell me how I sound right now, Charles. If I sound all right, I can bring out them other two. I can bring out Holy Ghost. Hold on, I can bring out those other two questions. I got the portable. I got the portable charger because the phone's always dying. I think I could plug this thing is all right. If I still sound good, I'm gonna see if I could plug this thing in before the phone die, and we can get into that other stuff. I know that people feel bad, like I said when we start dealing with race, but we don't have no proof. The mic sound better. I plugged it out to plug into these phones. You can only have one thing plugged in at the same time. Of course, I didn't jump on the Bluetooth thing yet. But we're gonna make sure we get on that. But what do we do with stuff like that? Let me see. Um, the whole race thing. I just want to make sure I went over those two or three different things that we were talking about. That whole race thing is bad, and like I said, I know we're hurt, but it's not a time right now to use the Bible for racial purposes, to unite the black people. All black people ain't gonna follow the Bible. All black people never follow the Book of the Dead, or never follow Kemetic spirituality over the whole continent. We can't do that. We got to understand it's two kingdoms that at work. And I don't want to be fighting in the kingdom. If they're part of the kingdom and they have a different ministry and I don't understand it, I don't need to go banging over there if they believe the essentials. This is the beef if they believe the essentials. As a matter of fact, let me take it a little further. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't care if your mama, your grandma, I don't care if you 100 generations Israel. If you don't believe that Jesus is what the rich say he is. Oh, let me get my ignorant on right now. I got to open up the other one. If you don't believe that Jesus is who, now if you say you Torah only and this and that, and you think the commandment's going to save you, go ahead, ride on. But we got a bunch of folk running around here that's denying the nature of Christ and saying that they believers and they're Israel and they riding on the strength of that. We got to treat y'all like we treat the Mormons. Now, why y'all got to do that, Berean? Why you got to do the Mormons like that? Because that man had dreams and he came with make-believe. He had a copy of the Book of the Dead. He had a little couple of slices of the Book of the Dead, and he came back and said, "This is some sacred scroll that came from the angel Mariah." Where are they doing this stuff at that y'all doing, and people be believing it? Then later on, because remember, Egyptology and reading and understanding mental knowledge just came on the set. Then when they started looking at this, they said, wait a minute, this book of what did Joseph Smith say? These sacred tablets came from where? And it was only his wife, his man and his wife, and it was only him. It was only four folk that ever really had the tablets. The scene said when the tablets came down. Come to find out, they got some of that in the British Museum. Come to find out, this is parts of the Book of the Dead. That y'all didn't even translate properly, and y'all turned around and said this is the holy book from Abraham. But he was messing with Freemasons and mystics, so he said some things about the Indians and people that were lost, that were Israel, that came over here. He said that in the 1800s. Let them Israelites hold on to some of that and figure that out. So now we got to ask ourselves, when we start dealing with that chart, is the chart legit? Are Indians Israelite? Does everybody even have to be an Israelite to receive the spirituality? This is where people get mad. Berean, so you're asking too many. This is where people get mad. You don't have to be. What saves you? Let me talk about them two things before I get out of here. Let me talk about them two. What saves you according to the book? I don't even want to get that apostolic lady on here and ask her that question, because there's a whole different thing. What saves you according to the book? Every and the second thing is, did Christ exist before he came down here? That's what's important, because a lot of people like talking about not seeing, they don't know primary. So a lot of people like saying stuff. There's too many scriptures in the Bible where Jesus said some stuff. Abraham longed to see my day. They said this dude ain't even 50 years old. Christ made statements that ain't no prophet make. Y'all busy holding up Moses. Christ made statements that Moses, David, Samuel, Buddha, Fard, your mama and them ain't never made. He made statements either he was crazy or he was the eternal king. There's no in between. Play with us with the book. Play with us with the book. We can go scripture for scripture on this subject right here. If you don't believe in the eternal nature, that's how come a lot of people are so, listen, we ride, listen, them people saying what they want. Oh, Christ was just a servant of the Most High when the Bible says he took on. We got scriptures for you. Just like y'all got some scriptures like Christ ain't the end of the law. We got some scriptures. That's how come we got to make sure we ride in the book right. We ride in the book properly. That's how come when I ain't gonna lie, I felt that in my spirit. Was the shout out to Yolanda. She in here, Sister Yolanda in here. When she said that, she said, listen, Berean, let's just get down to the basics. We need, they laughing, oh, don't use theological terms. We need systematic theology. What the Bible say about angels. Y'all will be surprised what y'all been seeing on TV and hearing from your grandmama ain't what the Bible say about angels. So who is Christ? The nature of Christ. Was he here before he came down? What was Christ's purpose? To bring y'all into higher understanding of the mysteries of Kemet? Y'all, they talking crazy. What was Christ's purpose according to the book? I hear Sinetta talking to that sister. He talking about, did Christ die? I'm like, boy, we got to get back into who's that said it? The best apologetic. The best apologetic, and that don't mean a group of people. I don't mean urban apologists when I say the best apologetic. That's just Johnny Cochran. The best defense on why you believe what you believe is the book. The best defense is the book and having a good knowledge of the book. Because if you don't have a good knowledge of that book, you're going to do like everybody and just take parts of the book and work those parts the way you want to work those parts. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something else. I'm going to tell y'all something else right now. You can't open up the Bible and take the Bible and tell me you follow the whole Bible. You can't tell me, because people tell me, you come from the Christian church, I follow the whole Bible. Then I start asking them stuff. How do you know what's prescriptive, what's descriptive? How come you don't go, you only got, how many kids you got? I got a son and I got two. Why don't you go kill your son? Come on, ain't that what God told Abraham to do? How you going to understand the book? How you going to follow the whole book? I follow the whole book. Ain't no Israelite on this planet follow that whole book. There ain't no Christian on this planet follow that whole book. I said the whole book, not the whole book. Not the whole book. You can't. First of all, y'all ain't even got no temple. That's one thing that we can look at. And then what did Christ come? When Christ came, what did he shut down? He had to come to shut some things down. That was going on. You don't have to defend the whole book, but you got to say there was some strange stuff. What God worried about the priests going up the steps and your backside being shown, and why all the things in the temple? What was that pointing to? When we talk about Christ is unique, when we talk about symbolism in the Bible, what was all this temple stuff pointing to? God redeeming a people and cleansing a people, and what's going on in the spirit realm? What's going on spiritually? When he said he saw Joshua and he was clothed in some crazy raiment, what is happening when Christ came and we start talking about the blood and we see him in Revelation? What's happening there? And how does that affect me? Moses and them want to give me this chakra and the 7 colors of the spectrum. Man, listen, boy, we're not there. Where y'all at with Annie Besset and those other people that were Europeans that they gave y'all? We're not there with them in that ain't what that mean in that book. Y'all just taking up the book and y'all doing make believe. Well, he was the the 7 stars. You gotta understand. So Jesus was physically standing there, and there was 7 stars. How big a star is was in his hand. Come on, you taking literal, you taking symbolic, you doing stuff you don't know what you doing with the book. A real sword coming out of his mouth. What symbolically, what is that showing us? His head and his hair was like, symbolically, what is that telling us? It's so much deeper. You would appreciate it if you understand it. That's how I'm Rev C, man. I got to hit you later. Well, I got to bring the teachers on. I got to bring people on to explain this stuff. I will go back and forth to dialogue so people can know it. I know what Clarence 13X told y'all. And I know where he got it from. I'm telling y'all, I'm still not playing no games with Annie Besset. I'm not playing no games with Lead Beater. I'm not playing no games with Pike and all of them. I'm steep into that. But what they saying and what they using, that ain't what it is. This ain't that. I know I'm sounding crazy right now, but this ain't that. This ain't what it is, Rob Moses. Now, are there deeper spiritual truths in the Bible? Absolutely so. We got to go deeper. We got to go, but it ain't what they giving y'all. What they giving y'all is to line y'all up. That's misinformation. That's to line y'all up for the New World Order, for the one world government. That's to line y'all up. Boy, that book talk about these plagues. In the last day, men will be inventors of evil things. Oh, y'all don't know a lot of this stuff, and them folk believe the book, and they going to line y'all up. They're going to line y'all up, but they're lining y'all up with the wrong beings. They're in communication. Y'all got to lock in with God. They're in communication, or they in communication. Y'all can call them grays, y'all can call them demons, y'all can call them ascended masters, y'all can call them Anunnaki, y'all can, whatever y'all want to do. The princes and the rulers of this world have always been locked in with other beings. And they came to give y'all a quote unquote book or a spirituality or a system to either bind you, that's to tie you up, put you in handcuffs, that would bind mean, or to loose you and let you go free. Which one are you doing? The problem is the Bible can do both. I'm getting out of here. I ain't gonna talk to y'all about that no more because y'all gonna be mad. The Bible is a pure holy book. Yeah, the Bible's a pure holy book, but that don't mean people can't use it to use it for nefarious purposes. They have always done that, and y'all gotta snap out of your innocenceness. You gotta snap out of that because that Bible could be used. A man with a suit and a tie can open up that book and run amok, run through your daughters, run through your sons, run through your bank account, and run amok with that book. In a building with a cross on it and a steeple and stained glass, and he can run amok through your family and mess up your mind and your family for generations, period. But y'all don't like that. Y'all don't want to hear that. Then somebody can be in the corner, somebody can have the Star of David, and they can take that book and run through your life and run amok. So don't think that because they wearing the Star of David, don't think because they wearing certain things, because don't think, oh, I don't eat pork, don't think that means they holy. What do we look for? We got to look for some stuff. It's not a game out here. It's not a game out here. We got to look for some stuff, and it's a lot going on. I'm not going to open that other coffee. I'm not going to bother y'all. I'm not going to bother y'all no more. But we're going to, like I said, I just wanted to bring that up to talk about them. Shout out to everybody that's trying to put the teachings out here and want to get their point across what they feel God is putting in their heart. We're just here where we're examining everybody. And because of social media, because we deal on different things like race and this and that, we come in contact with certain people, certain other believers, and communities were formed. So this is something that naturally developed, and it's going to be beef. Is the beef where the doctrine is damnable? I think it's better if like what the sisters doing and what the brothers putting out, because I said there were 2 ways we can go when we look at the thing. Of course, people are going to come up here and say Israel means nothing, but I think it's better because they do want to look at the fact of history coming down. There's 2 ways apologists deal with cults and deal with everything historically. Have that Trinity historically, have that doctrine been taught? Can we see it in the book, and can we see it coming down from the church fathers? So they'll argue certain things where the church fathers arguing history and bloodline in Israel, where the church, because we got church fathers all in Africa, all in Europe. We got church fathers everywhere, black, white, everything. We got all type of church fathers where they handling that doctrine coming down, preaching a bloodline. So that's what apologists will get, what you get y'all on. Do we have that historically? Do we have a history of people? Do we have temples? Do we have synagogues and temples and places of worship? Not similarity. Because every culture, let me help y'all, every culture have clean and unclean animals. In Thailand, it's nothing for them. You see the people in China eating bats? We ain't eating dogs. Where that at? Who got a dog up in here? Charles want to chop your dog head, your dog head off and cut your dog open and eat the dog for dinner. We ain't doing that. We ain't playing like that. So we're against. So every culture got certain things. So because somebody running a culture say they don't eat pig, that don't mean because they don't eat pig and they got a day that the men don't go to war. That don't mean that they Israelites. So we got to go deeper with some things. And people would think that some people get confused because people want to look for any similarities and put that on the people. And then when we start dealing with the concept of race, when the Bible says the Bible is for black people, was Abraham black? What do you mean Abraham was black? In what sense was Abraham black? Of course, some people say that means nothing. And I know in the whole scheme of things it means nothing, but it does mean something because of what happened with the Portuguese, Spaniards, and everybody running amok. It means something. Can they say we started it because we said don't worry about a white image of Jesus that's been whitewashed? And then people, and then like I said, the next level of question is, well, if Jesus ain't white and the Bible been whitewashed, or not the Bible so much, but images have been whitewashed, and Sunday school books have been whitewashed. Of course, it's going to get into who are the people in Israel, and that's big. That's y'all don't know what the questions y'all. I say y'all young people, I got beef with y'all. Y'all don't know the level of the questions y'all asking. Now you getting into political. Now you getting into Zionism. Now you getting into people that got money. Now you getting into people that's giving out the 501s. Getting into people that's lobbying and influencing in Washington D.C. Now you getting into other stuff that you ain't you going somewhere. You going somewhere, and you can go there if you want to. But you can go there if you want to. But it's a problem, and there's a lot of pastors that don't. The pastors ain't thinking about going there. They said we're gonna fly above that. We're gonna teach the spiritual truth of Christ. You're thinking about carnal and politics and the way it's moving down here, but the religion is locked in with the politics. The spirituality isn't, but the religion is. That's why I'm gonna bring my man to talk about dreams and visions and how God is trying to deal with some stuff. We gotta fly above this stuff. Not saying I can't speak to police brutality, but we got to fly above this stuff because what I believe on a higher spiritual level would definitely affect me lower down here. What Helen Blavatsky and them, what Hitler believed on a higher spiritual level with the Thule Society, what they believed on another level and looking for the pure man, the original man, and doing all of that, it affected people down here because these other folk got to go. We looking for pure. We looking for what's pure. So what the beings were telling them, what was influencing them, started end up influencing the what we would call the Jews and the Holocaust and everything else. So things are interconnected. That's where people get it confused. Things are interconnected. If it's demons and if it's racism, it's demons involved. If it's witchcraft, if it's voodoo, it's Santeria, if it's prosperity and blessing and commanding money, it's different things that's connected, and they understand it. Washington, D.C., the Vatican, where the Queen and them is at Buckingham Palace, it's all connected. They're all connected to esoteric and a spiritual truth. It is a higher and a lower knowledge. It is a higher and a lower wisdom. It is a higher spirituality, and it's a lower form of religion and ritual and stuff. It's both. So it's connected, but it's not connected. And then when you start dealing with politics and race and money come involved and all of this stuff, maybe y'all just started going somewhere y'all just should not. Just call on the Lord. Color matters in certain things, but you got to be careful when you go into a certain place. And to be honest, most pastors, they'll take a 501, they'll take a tax exempt, they'll take this, they'll take that. But listen, but basically the government doctrine, the power of the homosexual agenda, the power of certain things, they can shut something down. And if you don't shut it down, some people just be like, well, I ain't gonna just preach against it. Automatically, if I got a church, if I got y'all on here now, and y'all are all tithing or giving an offering and putting something on the PayPal, 3,000 more people come. But out of them 3,000, 1,700 of them think that they're a different sex. They were born one and think they're another, but they're willing to give money. Now the church, now I'm influenced because the PayPal is heavy. So now I'm getting a little $6,000 a month. Don't cut this video up and say, Berean getting $6,000 a month. I'm giving y'all a story. I'm giving y'all an example, hypothetically speaking. And now I'm getting $6,000, but there's plenty of people here are men that are married to each other and love each other, but they work on Wall Street. And they give me $50,000 a year. Now, this is where I'm going to be challenged. Do I open up Romans 1? Do I look at that book and it's wrong? And it's going to be really challenged when two of them come and say, listen, we your best givers and we love you, Berean, and we want you to marry us. Now it's a problem. And pastors are faced with this stuff. Do you talk about it because you can get yourself played? And then we try to act like it haven't been in the black church. We've been had people that were, homosexuals in the black church that were gifted, that were talented, that were singers, and they mom and them gave money, and it's okay. And not saying one sin is above another, because we had plenty fornicators in the church, deacons and everybody. We had molesters in the church, and we didn't speak against the thing. Sometimes we're quicker to speak against it. Oh, that's your sister such and such. Our son got arrested. The son ain't nothing. Yeah, that boy was in the bathroom with the other little boy. But then when it's the head trustee and he give money and his father's name is on the cornerstone of the church, do you push it under the rug? So yeah, the church, you could say what you want. The church has been, we pick and choose what we want to bang on. We pick and choose certain things. And then when organizations get strong, like the LGBT, when they get strong, they start taking you to court. You're going to make that cake. You're going to call me, I was born this, and I'm big, tall, big, black Marine. You're going to call me Mrs. You're going to call me Mrs. Brown because I feel like a Mrs. today. And they start pushing and moving and they pushing an agenda. And the church has been folding. But this is nothing new. Back in the days when they were being persecuted prior to Constantine, prior to 313 and the Edict of Milan, people were being killed. And there were plenty of people. They were house. You don't want nobody to come up in your house and take your house and rape your wife. They said, I deny Jesus. I'm not a Christian. I deny Jesus. So then the church father said, after the emperor died and another emperor came on the scene, and then the people came back to the church, should we still make him a deacon? You was a deacon when the Roman soldiers came to arrest you and you thought they were feeling up your wife. You turned around, you denied Christ. So the church fathers had the right. What do we do with the Christ deniers after the persecution is lifted? Now they want to come back. Can you come back and be the head deacon in the church? Deacons were stronger back then. Can you come back and be the deacon? Can you come back and be the bishop after you done denied Christ? Should we sit you down for a while and give you back your position? We just talking. So a lot of this stuff been going on. This ain't nothing new on this. A lot of this stuff been going on. We're going to chop it up later on cults. And it's not going to be specifically Israel just being involved in cults. I think I'm going to talk about Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. I'm going to talk about Malachi Z. York. He got people fighting for him now. Still believe he know magic now. He got the higher knowledge and contact with the beings now. Them beings should be able to get you out the feds. It ain't that hard. That wall ain't but 30 feet tall. That electrical fence and all them cameras, that's nothing to the Anunnaki. That's nothing to the higher spiritual beings that you say you were in contact with and you know how to master the higher lessons of degrees of the Enochian magic. You should just come on up out of there. Come on, that book said Peter was laying up in there, they was praying in Mark house. Said the angel of the Lord came in and just said bang, the doors opened up, he just walked out. He said he thought it was a vision. Come on, man, you say it can happen, it can happen. Them things can manifest. If you can't do it, either you're not connected with them and you've been lying, or the gods ain't happy with you, they got you sitting up in the feds. Let's make our minds up. Let's stop this make-believe stuff. It is what it is. Let's just call it for what it is. So you be in a cult and the cult be going good, then it could just run amok. And my sister's going to talk about that in the stages for coming out of cult. How you know you're in a cult. If you're in a cult, what are the signs of being in the cult? How much control should the church have? Should the church tell you who to marry and who not to marry? What to cook, what to eat, how to dress, how to think? Should the church do all of that stuff? And then if you do something, if you make a mistake, you can make mistakes in God. If you make a mistake in God, is it the church's job to stand up and just call you out and disrespect you and run you off? Should the church tell you not to talk to your family members? Is that cult behavior? Or we banish that person. You don't talk to that person no more because they left the church. We put them out the church. When you're in a cult and your cult want to separate you from your family, is that good? Oh, Christ came to bring us what? They could give you scripture for anything, but we're going to talk about signs of a cult. It's going to be it's going to be a 2-3 part series. But like I said, these my peeps that's coming on, and she apostolic. I'll let all my apostolic people come out. And of course, I'm going to hem her up. Of course, I'm going to hem her up about that Trinity. We might get into it, and we gonna, because she got a slick. She speak her mind. Let's just put it that way. I ain't gonna say she got a slick mouth, but she speak her mind. She says she love the Lord. She speak her mind, and y'all gonna, we gonna discuss some stuff. We're gonna discuss some stuff, and I need y'all to come in here, and I need y'all to help me. We can give y'all signs on the cult and nothing, but I need y'all to help me, and we'll even take testimonies about people that came up out of this. We can help each other by dialogue and by explaining some of this stuff. We can help each other. And that's what we're going to do. That's what a lot of people don't want. They're like, Lord, he got them folk talking there, everybody talking. For some reason, some people, cults don't like when you start talking to each other. Come to find out when they started talking, and I was like, dang, they done wild out, and they tried to keep it under wraps. They said he was banging the girl. He was in the church, and he was banging, and he was messing with the girl. So it's like, all right. Now, when the truth came out, the organist, the lady that was on the organ, she had gonorrhea, and her daughter got gonorrhea. Come to find out, the pastor had gonorrhea, and 7 other women in the congregation had gonorrhea. But the pastor's assistant, his wife had it, and when the wife had it, she found out her daughter had it. He wanted to kill the pastor because they was best friends. Come to find out, the pastor was sleeping with his wife and multiple people, and they didn't want the people to start talking. When people start talking and comparing notes, we're gonna talk about the cult. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. $ Berean teach. Like I said, y'all want to give us $1 for all this talking we doing right here, but it's some heavy stuff going down, and y'all gonna we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. Look at that thing with Sister Nephew and that brother Dante. Look at that stuff, and y'all, and just come to your own conclusion. Don't jump on any side. Just hear a thing out on both sides. Hear a thing out on both sides. Um, and that's about it. I'm not sure, 6 or 7 o'clock. I'm not sure what time we getting on, but I'm gonna get out of here. What time is it? I gotta check out of this. Oh, I got another hour. I'll check out of here 11, so I'm gonna be back on somewhere else again. And I hope that Wi-Fi be good when I get over there. I need an hour or whatever to travel. But we appreciate y'all. We're gonna talk. We're gonna build on it. Give a thumbs up, share the video. I don't know. Do whatever y'all supposed to do. We're gonna try to get this information out here. All right, y'all.